I'm Ronnie Miller, and I'm here at the Syracuse Opera with apparitions. Is that what you guys call it? What do you guys call it?
Singers.
Performers? We do have a pianist here.
Yes.
I said that right? You guys are resident artists.
Yeah.
Which means you're not from Syracuse, but you perform in Syracuse, and you guys are all around the United States, right? Anybody out of the country? Canadians? No? I'm here sitting with Douglas Frost, director of the Syracuse Opera.
Yeah, I'm director of music.
Perfect.
For Syracuse Opera.
That's amazing. Now, how did you get your start in opera? I know you've been like all over the world and done crazy things.
You know, I sort of fell into it. It's funny because I was always a pianist. You know, there's all the family stories about sitting on my grandma's lap playing the piano sort of thing. I think a lot of people have those. And all through high school and junior high, I played the piano and always had been around singing. Yeah. But I kind of had the conception about opera that I think most people have, that it's stuffy, that I wouldn't understand it.
I keep
that
thinking
it would
tuxedos,
be
you know, like I'm supposed to be wearing a tuxedo in here.
Well, I was introduced to it in college and fell in love with it right after college, but honestly it wasn't until I really got into it and started taking these pieces apart and looking at them in specific details and then just being in the theater. Yeah. I say to the people who say, oh, opera, you know, and they raise their eyebrows furrow, yeah. Have you been to one?
Yeah.
You know, it's a go, experience it.
The great thing about opera is that it is so accessible. So many people think, well, just because it's in a different language, oh, it doesn't speak to me. But I compare it to Shakespeare. It's about the human condition. It's about love. It's about seduction. It's about hate, anger, all of the really passionate emotions that cause you to just stop speaking and have to sing.
There's a visceral thing about opera that doesn't happen in other art forms. I have the pleasure of working in both the orchestral world with symphonies and great artists, and I have the experience of having vocalists to create these dramas, and that's a much more fulfilling thing to me. Like the perfect marriage of text, of words and music. When that happens, it's like, you know, the sun shines through the clouds. Yeah, and the angels sing.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm getting there. I've been practicing.
You're on the way.
So I did a little bit of research. Don Giovanni, to me, seems like Mike the Situation from Jersey Shore. How does the performance play out?
Well, I mean, it's a really kind of a comic opera, but it's got some really intense moments to it. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on in the show, and it really develops well. So you kind of have to look for those moments within it. That's, you know, the comic moments as well as like what just happened, you know, violent, aggressive moments as well.
Yeah. I've done this show a couple times, and I've been relentlessly marking orchestra parts over the last week. Yeah, just
painstaking, like
absolutely. Oh yeah, like silly little dots over the right places, and then no, not a dot, but a line. I mean, just sort of hypercritical about all this stuff. But what occurs to me is even if I'm marking these parts at 3 in the morning, I'll get to a measure and I'll look at it and I'll just start laughing because it's like, oh my god, this is genius. This is like wit, like you can't experience.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's like. Yeah, and it's not even like, oh, I wish I would have thought of that. It's like, I bow to thee, yes, I have no...
I'm not worthy.
Yeah, I'm not worthy. And if I can just bring that out in performance, that's my goal. To just be the conduit to let Mozart shine, and that's kind of all of our goals, really.
This whole opera is by Mozart, is sung in Italian. Is there anything that helps the audience know what the heck's going on?
Yeah, we have super titles.
Super titles?
Yeah.
I've never heard of super titles. I like it. Yeah. It is really captions, like you can see it.
Yeah, basically they project a screen over the theater.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super sub.
Yeah.
Super.
You know, we have a mission. We want to be a part of the community, and these guys are literally in the community. I mean, they're singing at schools and rest homes and libraries, and maybe there are people, we know there are people in Central New York who can't get to our theater 3 times a year. But these guys are in their laps, you know, every day.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty moving. And I get calls all the time. One of the places these guys sang was the Rescue Mission, which was awesome. They sang in the Salvation Army.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. But it's also, you know, again, taking opera to people who maybe have never heard it, but need a little joy in their life.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna get opera.
Yeah.
I'm getting opera. I can't believe that just happened. It was pretty cool. the way the voices hit you, it's just like, wow, unbelievable. I was speechless. That never happens. But I'm really excited to go see Don Giovanni. Is that Don Giovanni? Don Giovanni. And actually see the full performance. I can't wait.